Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of this podcast. This podcast is called Mind Your Head. Mind Your Head. It's a podcast where we'll talk about everything mental health, everything A to Z. And trust me, we're going to be brutally honest because let's face it, your mind is your greatest asset and sometimes your biggest challenge.
Definitely. Don't forget, it's Mind Your Head. It's the only one you've got, one like this, so we definitely have to mind it. My name is Sheila Tsime, a journalist, an entrepreneur, a mother, a girlfriend, I think, yes.
Okay.
They told us not to speak first. The other person should introduce you first, so I think.
Your girlfriend. Okay. You an entrepreneur?
Yes. I own a store, Love and Less. We deal in fabric. We started with traditional wear. We've expanded fabric and getting into bridal gowns.
Nice.
As well. And then a spa as well, Illusion Spa. So you're welcome for a treat as we end the year, but also to calm your body down and your mind.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. I'm Kandare Mugume. I'm a journalist with NBS Television. And, I'll be here with Sheila to make sure that we talk about everything mental health. You talked about having a spa. Today's episode is going to be about self-care. Okay, if you're juggling work deadlines, personal struggles, and also at the same time trying to have a social life, sometimes can be challenging. And then at the end of the day, you also want to have a decent night's sleep.
Yes.
You said you're a mother, so I get it because I'm a father of two little ones, 2 under 2. Really little.
That's chaotic.
Yeah, it's chaotic. So if you're looking to understand self-care and its impact on mental health, this particular first episode of Mind Your Head is for you. Sit back, relax. Let's get into our first segment, Real Talk. All right, let's dive in. This is the Real Talk. If you to just walk us through your typical day, what would it look like from morning until when you actually go to sleep?
I am woken up at exactly 7:30 by my son. He makes 3 next year in January. So, and he's taken away. So I try to catch maybe another hour or 2. And then I have to, depending if I have any engagements in the morning that I've set up, I will prepare for those engagements. If I don't, then I start my day by praying, and then I have to cook. I cook my meals every day.
You cook your meals?
Yes, my lunch and my dinner.
These nails don't look like they...
You see, that's what I keep telling people. Because I cook, should I have charcoal in my nails? It's self-care.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I cook my meals and I prepare for church. I go to church every day at 1. So I prepare for church and then I prepare for the gym. And after the gym, I will pass by the spa to check on how the day was. There's some clients that would want to see me personally. Sometimes in the morning I go to the store, which is downtown. I prefer going there in the morning before the chaos and so spa and then home to be with the children. Of course, that means I'm planning for my other day if I had calls that I probably didn't respond to or messages or anything that needs me now to sit down and concentrate. I first give the kids time, then I sit down and concentrate. I also have very terrible insomnia, so I will sleep at about 3:30, 4.
Yeah, explains why you wake up at 7:30.
Yes.
Nice.
Painfully, and try to catch another hour.
Yeah.
So when you call me early in the morning, you will really not get the best version of me. You need to start calling me like at midday. That's when you get the best version of me.
So when you don't get it when people call in the morning and
no,
speak
I just
for 20
don't
minutes.
understand. Why are you calling and speaking for that long? Why are you happy in the morning? I never understand it.
my morning, I'm awake with my mental clock at about 6.
That must be painful on the days where you don't have to be up at 6, right?
No. Whether I have to be up, whether it's a Sunday or not, whether it's a Monday or a Friday, doesn't matter. Mental clock. I'm just awake, not out of bed. I'm awake.
And when you're on vacation, you're still awake at 6.
Yeah. Wow. Because in my earlier work life, I had to be awake by 5. and be at office by 6:30. So it kind of trained my mind, and yeah. But also, so because I deal in the work of news and current affairs, just try and catch through what could have happened throughout the night. Because when I get home, I'm a little bit relaxed with my phone. I don't see what's happening from the night, from like past midnight until morning. So I try and catch up so that when I get to work, at least I know what's happening. Yeah, so sometimes I get to work at about maybe 10. So I use, from when I wake up till 10, use that time to, check on the boys and my wife, and just try to catch up if everything is okay, and I'll have breakfast with them. Make it very mandatory for me to have breakfast with them, and then then go to work. And then it's chaotic from 10 till 10 p.m. because
I understand.
Trying to see how the news is shaping, trying to catch up on some emails and stuff like that. Also towards 5, 6, trying to prepare for my radio show at 7 p.m. And then ends at 8. From 8 to 9, trying to prepare for news, and then from 9 to 10 do the news, and then from 10, depending on whether it's a week where there's Champions League, I'll go and watch the match. I'll go and watch the match. Like this week, there's been Premier League in the middle of the week. So I went and caught the match, and then go home, and then, that's a typical day.
In everything you've said about your day, I haven't seen you as Canary.
Yeah, that's something I'm still struggling with. Yeah, still struggling. I think that I give 90% of my time to everyone else. Yeah. And then when I get home thinking, this is going to be me now, and then I have to still give the 10% to family. But I'm still trying to find a few hacks here and there to see how to. A few times I'll just step out maybe for lunch and go with my laptop and then do the work outside out, and then return to office like a few hours later. That's for me to let me just take a break.
But Canary, you're still with your laptop.
Yeah.
So you.
I don't know, how does capitalism allow you to have self-care?
I feel like you need to be intentional about it. Just like now, people have learned not to call me at 1 because they know she's okay. Those that are close to me know at 1 I will be in church. So even when you call, I'll not pick. So I think it's just being intentional, that maybe every day of this week or every hour of this day, I will give it to me.
Yeah.
So say you choose 2 days a week where you say, in this day, 1 hour of this day is mine.
Right.
Or this day of the week, say Sunday, is mine.
So let me ask, if I say it's mine, what am I doing?
First of all, I'm going to put a disclaimer. I really admire people who do this. I've tried, but maybe I need help. Is to sit with yourself without your phone, without your laptop, but to just sit and there's when they say that we heal by sitting in our pain. But what does that actually mean? So to just sit with you and reflect on your challenges, on your achievements, and just be calm and be still, which I have failed to do. But I've ever
tried. I've tried that, especially when I thought I have my time, my me time. Is when I'm on the plane.
So will you always get them?
My me time is forced, so I'm on the plane.
Because you can't go anywhere.
So I can't go anywhere. I can't talk to any of the people around me, so I'm alone. I have no Wi-Fi, so I'm alone. So I'm forced to have a me time. But even then, maybe it could be one of the reasons you're struggling with it. There's like a lot of chaos in the head, like a lot of noise.
Exactly, yes.
And at night, when everyone has gone to sleep, I feel like, this is my me time. I also try to say, let me just lay on the bed.
And then you're thinking about all these things. What haven't I done? What am I supposed to do tomorrow? What should I cancel? What should I move to? I was supposed to call back this person. Okay, I'll start with that in the morning, right?
Yeah.
That's how I am until 4 in the morning. And then
I also have
you wake up tired.
Wake up tired. You had time to rest, you didn't.
Yes.
Your eyes are red.
And then you for 40 minutes in the
8.
morning. No.
saying Sheila, a quick one. and then they're calling for 40 minutes. So how do you maneuver all that? Knowing when to say, I admire you because, I think from all the years I've known you, if this is giving you stress, you're like, no, I'm not doing that. Canary, no, I'm not, no. But also, like I've seen, for example, you say you prepare your meals, which means you have like time to interact with the kitchen and also know what like your kids are going to have. And then there's gym, which is like taking care of your body. Maybe next time we come here, I have to give accountability of where me comes in when it comes to my day.
Yes, I think you need to.
Yeah.
You need to. Even when a funny thing that when I cook in the morning, I tell the house managers to get out of the kitchen. I don't want people in the kitchen when I'm cooking.
Why?
Because I feel like it's my time. I'm cooking, but I'm reflecting on my day. What am I going to do after I cook? I want to be in my space. Even when I'm in the gym, it's like my happy place. Because I'm with these people who are not seeing Sheila the journalist, Sheila the mother, because we are judged in our different, positions, but they're just seeing me, and with my failures, so the 2 hours I spend there, it's me detoxing, it's me trying to. So when I go back home in the evening and the kids are from school and they're all over the place, I'm not angry. I'm okay. I've given myself that time. Yeah.
I few times I've gone to the gym. I need to be a little more consistent. I'm listening to music or I'm listening to a podcast.
No, I don't have my phone. I will put it away. It will be me and listening to their stories. The conversations completely different from my everyday life. So for me, I look forward to that. Of course, it's working on my body, but it also calms me down in a way. Yeah.
All right, guys. Just comment and tell us, what does self-care look like for you on your typical day? Do you have you in your day, or you're like me, giving 90% of your time to everyone else and like you? So, all right. Okay, so in this segment, we're going to talk about what were you thinking. This is now it's a time to like reflect on some of the mental health myths. On self-care, they say, for example, self-care is selfish, or taking a break is being lazy, or you're running away from responsibilities. In your work or life or family time, have you sometimes been able to take a break? When was the last time you did?
Honestly, I don't know. Because I think what I would like to call taking a break, I haven't. Partly because I haven't allowed myself to, like I was mentioning earlier, that I can't be... Even if I said I've woken up today and I'm going to Zanzibar, ideally someone would go with a book and relax and sit by the water. And I have a cousin of mine who does a staycation, I think every 2 weeks or every month. So she'll check into maybe a hotel alone, and I can't do that. Like, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I'd have done this in that time. I have done, yeah. So...
You're on vacation and you're still trying to catch up with people at work.
Things I should have done or what I'll do when I get back, and which is wrong.
Yeah, but also taking a break might not necessarily mean taking a week off or a weekend off. Could even mean 5 minutes to just take a walk. I was driving through Ntinda. I was going to a place to buy something, and then I saw a friend walk down the street. So when I got to where I was going, I texted them, like, you're modeling on the street of Ntinda. Like, as if you're on the streets of New York or Paris. What's up? And then she told me something was going wrong with her, and she just needed to take a break and just reorganize her thoughts. So maybe sometimes it's just that. To just take maybe 5 minutes, maybe an hour. Sometimes for me, when work is overwhelming, I just step out and just drive and then just come back when I'm feeling better. But the last time I took a break, if you ask me, is when I welcomed a newborn in our family. It came at a time when
I thought that's supposed to be a lot of work. You decided to take a break.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but
because everyone wants your attention and wants you here and there.
Yeah, but I took a break from everything because I had all the support that I needed. So I took a break from work. I had just returned from a very long trip and flying long hours and jet lagged and completely disorganized mentally, and my sleep was disorganized, and then had to spend all these nights in hospital. Thankfully everything went on right, and then there's a newborn, so I had like all these people around me, very supportive, and say, you know what, I'm going to take a break. So I took a break from everything. By the time I returned to work, I remember telling my colleague Samson that I returned to the radio and I didn't know how to use the console. Because I had shut down mentally to just relax. Now,
but that's a good thing then, right?
I've
By the time you don't
better.
remember something that small, that means you actually rested. Like you completely, you were not even thinking about it.
Yeah. I remember texting my boss and telling him, you know what, I know I'm supposed, paternal leave ends here, but I was just actually thinking of taking leave before this paternal leave came through. If you could please allow me, I'm going to return to work if you want me to, but I will not be productive. And then he said, you know what, you need it. I said, thank God. I returned to work feeling much better. So people sometimes maybe think that taking a break is luxurious. How do you look at it?
I don't think it is luxurious. Like you said, for some people it's the walk, you know. But I think we all need it. We just don't accept that we need it. But it also doesn't mean taking a break means going for vacation, like you said. It doesn't mean, well, not for me, it didn't mean going to the spa, that where you have to spend.
I'm yet to discover the secret in the spa. I'm really going to.
It doesn't mean, for some it could mean shopping. Maybe when they shop, they calm down. Yeah. But not everyone can use that. So what is that one thing? I think it's finding that one thing that works for you, to calm your spirit, to calm your nerve, to re-energize you to move on with life, because life will always.
How do you know when you need it?
Now that's the thing. But I think each of us can tell when we need it. Like you said, you feel it. Yeah. There's when you wake up in the morning and maybe you don't want to go to work, or the things that used to excite you don't excite you anymore. But it's also the feeling of being overwhelmed with things that should be okay with you. So I think you feel it. But also the people around you can tell there's something. Yeah. Someone, the ones that are close to you will be able to ask or tell you, like, are you okay? Is
everything all right?
Yeah.
Interesting. And but also if you don't take it, everything will completely go wrong.
Yes.
And the people around you need to know that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes.
You need the break, and they need to understand. Yeah. So, all right, take a break. Let us know, for you, what is that one thing that you do when you need to take a break? Some people, like Sheila said, shopping. I feel better. Sometimes it's a walk, sometimes it's a staycation, just checking in the hotel for 2-3 days, just eating and reading a book and, catching up with life.
Actually, Canary, I'm going to challenge you, and we'll get back to this. We'll give them, I want your experience after this. I used to take morning walks once a week, about 14 kilometers. I had a partner, she was Chinese, she went back home for the last 3 months. But every time I woke up in the morning because we would start early, about 6:37, it was a struggle to get out of bed. But when I'd come back from that walk, I cannot explain the feeling. So since you've not been consistent with the gym, but we're also talking about self-care, we're going to get one morning and we're going to take a walk.
All right. In the week?
Whichever is okay with you, the weekend,
Okay, great. Why not?
So he'll be here to give you feedback.
Yeah. Let me go and get some walking shoes. All right, that's now let's get into something very, very important for each one of us. While we are taking care of ourselves and whatever, we set boundaries. Sometimes boundaries even to the closest people around us,
Yes.
right? How do you do that? How do you set boundaries without feeling guilty?
I think it's the hardest thing, especially for the people that are close to you. It's like you're punishing them. It's like you do not appreciate them. It's like you are pushing them away or ignoring them. But for me, I believe even the closest people to me would like the best version of me.
Yeah.
And if I'm to achieve that best version, if it means setting those boundaries, then they have to be set. I think these are things that we overlook with culture, with the fast-paced world that we are in. We overlook these things. Say, you cannot call me until it's 10. Some people will say she's arrogant. Others will say she's just lazy. How is she sleeping up to 10? But you can't call me till it's 10. That is it. I do not have to explain how I have insomnia and how I didn't sleep well. Even if I slept well that night, 10 is the time, right? If I say that, some people say that if you have to see me, you have to go through my PA. Don't call me directly.
But no, Sheila, I know you. I can just call you.
Exactly. But that is it. There's a reason I'm telling you, go through.
Yeah.
Maybe constant calls affect me. You know, some people are like that. I've met people who are like that. So they have someone to handle that for them. So that when they meet you, they're giving you the best version of them. But if everyone is calling them, by the time you meet the person, they're grumpy, they're angry,
Yeah.
So they're telling you, go through my PA, you will still get to me.
For me, a few things about the boundaries that I set. If you can text, please don't call.
Right?
Just don't call me.
Right? Oh my God. How had I even forgotten that? Why? You know, someone calls and you're like, you know, you could have sent a message.
Texted this. And then they text and then they still call. Oh, I sent you. I saw it. I respond. Hey, jeez.
So it's not bad manners. Okay.
I swear to you, it's not bad manners, but sometimes I think, it's important for our mental health because some things just can be solved over a text. But also one of the things I try and do is, I think if you send me something that is not urgent on a Friday afternoon, Monday.
Can we agree that my messages will be urgent as of Friday?
Maybe
I could be giving you some plans for the weekend.
Maybe I pin your chat on top of other chats because and I struggle with that honestly because I think that I'm naturally a very fast-paced person. Sometimes I'm also impatient and whatever, and sometimes I understand some people need responses real quick and but it's not urgent. This is something that can actually be handled next week.
Because I've seen it and I know that it can be handled next week.
Yes. I've actually... So I say, did you see I actually see each and every text? Sometimes it gets overwhelming to answer each and everything. Sometimes we're asking, you think you can do a story here? I think, there's an investigation I think you should do. Or I need help. Maybe you could put me on TV. And all that. Look, I get it. But sometimes I think why it's the weekend and why we are not at work, it's because the weekend is supposed to be a weekend. It's supposed to be each and everything off work. It's my time. It's the time for me to spend more time with my family and friends. It's time to also, get into other things away from work. Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. But some people will not see it that way. But they'll learn to see it that way.
But the other thing I've also done is I still feel guilty, but sometimes actually set boundaries for the most closest persons to me.
Yes. That guilt, I think, will always be there.
Always be there, but I think if you do it consistently, I think the guilt will go away.
I remember a conversation we were having about, maybe later on in other episodes I will talk about it, a person that is close to me. Ideally, I should be seeing this person every week, every day, calling them. But because I've noticed that every time I'm around them, however close they are to me, they trigger me. I come out not happy. I'm sad, because of something they've said or they've done. So I have chosen not to be around that person.
And yet they're the closest to you.
Yet they are the closest, but I've chosen not to be around them, but I will offer my support or my love in other ways.
How does that work, Sheila?
It's hard, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I can help them without triggering my emotions. You know, when you are excited to go and see someone, and you just come back and say, you know what, I should have done something else. Because they've said one thing.
Yeah.
But also, like I said, society and culture does not really give space and room for mental health. When I tell you, Canary, you said something and it triggered me and I was not happy with it. Some people will not understand it. They'll be like, oh yeah, koza, where I know gezi. But it has affected me in one way or another.
There are calls of very close persons to me that I see and be like, oh God, there you go.
Exactly, right?
But Sheila, sometimes these persons also need to feed from your emotions. That's why they need to be around you. I don't know, is there a thing like striking a balance? Or if they are triggering you and they leave you unhappy, it's just that you've had enough. If you can support them in other ways, well and good.
Yes, and that's what I've done. If you need anything, I will definitely be there. But for me to be around you, even when I said, okay, it's been like, 6 months, there was a gathering or something, I said, let me go, let me try. I still left that place really drained, and I was like, no, it's not good for me, right? So I chose, I will love them from a distance. And it's hard, it's not easy, but...
So it's some tough loving from a distance.
Yes. I saw something on Twitter, I don't know if you saw it, when there's I'll call him a gentleman. He was called Alan and he passed away. I don't know if you saw it, and everyone was talking about Alan and how Alan was a good man, boy. He was a friend to many. Everyone talked about Alan. And I remember a clip from his burial where the uncle said, in Unyankore, but I'll translate it. The uncle was saying that family and everyone said, Ngu, Alan arekoza, like he was pretending, he was going through depression and what. And they said, so the uncle said, now say it again, that Alan is pretending. Yeah. He's lying here, so say it again, because he had passed away, the same circumstances, depression, and then he jumped off the hospital building. And when I watched that clip, I was like, wow, So for me, that's my challenge with society, and that's where we need to draw the boundaries. If something just triggers you, if something does not give you joy, if it's constantly bringing you sadness, no matter how much guilt, you need to draw those boundaries, because eventually, I don't think it will end well.
Might leave you in a very bad place.
Yeah.
So guys, that's it. Sheila is saying you need to take care of your mind. Mind your head, that's where your mind is. And
that's all you've
the only
got.
one you've got.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure having you here, Sheila. We'll be back here for...
Definitely, I can't wait.
Second episode. And Sheila saw the setup here and said, as much as it is simplistic and organized, she wants to spice it up. We can't wait to see what you do with this space.
It will be exciting. Girly, of course. I'll not forget Canary.
I'll like doing girly things. Leave my... yeah.
But it will be nice and warm.
All right, let's wait. So if you see the setup change next week, just bear with us. It's Sheila and her mental health. She wants to feel good about this space. Mind your head. It's the only one you've got. We'll catch you next time. Remember to share to everyone who you think might need this message.
Yes, definitely.
My name is Canary.
And I'm Sheila. I'm telling you again, mind your head. Draw those boundaries. Self-care. We welcome you to the spa if it brings you self-care. Yeah. Next time.